Welcome, you are listening Radio Central News. I'm Chandni and now news in detail. A rattled and battered world includes India registering a record spike of 90,802 new COVID cases during the past 24 hours, occupying second position globally on all COVID parameters, with US at a number 1 position registering 61 lakh cases. It was for the second consecutive day that the nation clocked a single day surge of more than 90k cases as per the Union Health Ministry data. The country's overall COVID tally has now pushed past 42 lakh mark, with the figure presently at 42 lakh 4,614. Active caseload on the country has now increased to 8 lakh 82,542, while fatalities due to the virus have reached 71,642 after 1,016 more people lost their battle to COVID-19 since Sunday. On the brighter side, recoveries have now reached 32,50,429 after 6,564 people were cured, discharged during the past 24 hours. The country's recovery rate now stands at 77.31%, while the fatality rate is at 1.70% presently. According to the Indian Council of Medical Research, in the past 24 hours, 7,20,362 samples were tested, taking the total test conducted to 4,95,51,507 till date. BJP MLA from Dwarahat, Mahesh Negi, has been booked for rape and criminal intimidation weeks after a woman accused him for the crime in a police complaint, police said. An FIR was registered against Negi at the Nehru Colony police station here on Sunday under Section 376 rape and 506 criminal intimidation of the IPC in compliance with the orders of the local court. Dehradun Superintendent of Police Shweta Chaube said the legislator wife Rita Negi has also been booked for criminal intimidation, she said. However, the MLA described the allegation against him as a part of conspiracy to defame him, saying some Congress leaders were also involved in it. He also expressed his readiness to face any probe and accused the woman of also framing others in false cases in the past. He said he is gathering evidence against the woman, which he will submit to the police. The woman had lodged a police complaint on August 16, accusing the MLA of raping her and fathering her daughter. She also demanded that a DNA test should be conducted if the law enforcing agencies doubted the veracity of her charge. An FIR was launched last month against the woman on the basis of a complaint by the legislator wife that he was being blackmailed by the woman as he had refused to pay her rupees 5 crore, which she was trying to extort from him. Naima Tenzin, a commando of the Special Frontier Force who was killed in a landmine blast a week back in eastern Ladakh, was laid to rest in Leh with military honors, official sources said. Tenzin died on the intervening night of August 21-30 around the Pongang Lake area after he stepped on a 1962 landmine. They said his death was not related to the confrontation between the Chinese and Indian troops on the same night. The SFF is an allied unit which was raised in 1962 following the war with China. The SFF mainly comprises of Tibetan refugees. On last month, the Indian Army said it foiled attempts by Chinese military to change the status quo in the southern bank area of Pongang Lake on the intervening night of August 29 and 30. The Delhi Metro resumed services with curtailed operation on the Yellow Line on Monday after being closed for over 5 months due to the COVID-19 pandemic, as both the DMRC and the computers rode with caution amid the new normal in the rapid transport system. The train will operate in batches of 4 hours each from 7 to 11 am in morning and 4 to 8 pm in the evening, officials said. The services resumed at 7 am with strict safety and social distancing measures in place. The first train left from Samaipur Badli station to Huda City Centre station and simultaneously from Huda City Centre to Samaipur Badli, a senior official of DMRC said. We are on our way. It's been 169 days since we have seen you. Travel responsibly and commute if it's only necessary. #Metro back on track. The DMRC tweeted and posted a video clip of the first train leaving Huda City Centre. No stations on the Yellow Line were closed as none is at proximity to any containment zone, the official said. Domestic equity benchmark Sensex ended 60 points higher after a volatile session on Monday amid mixed cues from global markets. After swinging 459.18 points during the day, the 30-share BSE index settled 60.05 points or 0.16% higher at 38,417.23. Similarly, the NSE Nifty advanced 21.20 points or 0.19% to close at 11,355.05. HUL was the top gainer in the Sensex pack, rising around 2%, followed by TCS, ITC, Asian Paints, HDFC, HCL, Tech and Nestle India. On the other hand, M&M, Bajaj Finance, NTPC, Ultratech Cement and ONGC were among the laggards. Narendra Solkani, head equity research fundamental, Anand Rathi, said the market started off the week on the mixed note following sluggish Asian market trends as traders took note of rising US-China tension. In the afternoon session, however, the markets attempted a comeback led by buying in index heavyweights Reliance Industries, TCS and HDFC, but failed to hold on the gains amid lack of directions from global equities due to the holiday in the US market, he said. Bourses in Shanghai, Hong Kong and Tokyo ended with losses, with Seoul settled with gains. Stock exchanges in Europe were trading a positive note in early deals. Global oil benchmark Brent crude was trading 1.73% lower at USD 41.91 per barrel. In the forex market, the rupee depreciated 21 paise to end at 73.35 against the US dollar. That is all for the today's news bulletin. Stay tuned to Radio Central News for more updates.